We're here at Victorian-themed. We'll see you inside.
Panna Cotta on the bottom, flavored with caviar. Flavored with cauliflower. Quenelle is local American caviar from Sarasota. It's called Black Opal. It's the Limoncello, lightly salted in style. The potato crisps on the side and a little crunchy texture. So the caviar is meant to be incorporated as a dish with the panna cotta on the bottom. Mother of pearl spoons on the top of your plate there are the traditional utensil used with caviar. Our silverware can change the flavor, so we do invite you to use the mother of pearl spoons. Enjoy!
Starting off with the hand-rolled French baguette. Inside the Himalayan soap bowl of Maldon, so I'm a show for you. Answer as you wish.
Ceviche style. At the base of your plate, underneath the veal, is compressed watermelon with watermelon juice. Underneath is a creme fraiche with segments of finger limes to add pops of citrus. And right beneath the veal, you have your crab, along with a little watermelon foam. The veal itself is actually jalapeno veal, so a very subtle spice coming in on the end. The idea is to incorporate all the flavor levels in one bite. Known as black cod or butterfish. It's a higher oil content, leading to this buttery texture. Seared in cilantro and lime juice, served over braised bok choy, Rohan mushrooms, compressed Fuji apples, also yellow curry and coconut milk broth at the base that adds just a touch of spice. Also a little tempura bok choy on top of garnish with some fresh cilantro. These are the langoustines from the cold waters of New Zealand. They are in the lobster family. They're going to taste like small versions of butter-poached lobster tails. This is a lobster roe beurre blanc, spooned on just one of the segments, so you can taste them in their natural form as well. Stripped from the plate are a Nage Crema. It's a shellfish stock made with the shells of the langoustine reduced down with the cream and butter. The red powder is actually Espelette pepper from the same region in France, which has a mild spice to it. A little bit of fresh chard salt on the plate for you as well. That is the actual claw of the langoustine. There actually is a little bit of meat in there. You're more than welcome to try to get that out, but it's mainly as a garnish.
The one that you love so much, he loves the spread.
Just bring me a loaf.
Bring a loaf. So Chef Eric likes to incorporate different components throughout the year into this brioche, being that we're still in the tail end of spring. We have some fresh herbs, lemon balm, chervil, and chive. The same herbs are going to be in your butter as well. It's done two ways. The way closest to you, up and down, so to speak. The veal loin, porcini mushroom encrusted with a white mushroom espuma underneath, a little parsley oil around the edge, maitake mushroom in the middle of the plate. The top of the plate is a veal cheek done on croute, which is wrapped in a puff pastry. Both components are topped with summer black truffles from the Burgundy region of France. We have our cold smoked Rohan duck breast. Goes under a citrus curing process, or excuse me, a vanilla curing process. Caramelized onions and duck confit at the base. Pickled celery root disc with the duck on top, with a little roasted Fuji apple and duck prosciutto. That was applewood smoke we used to engage all of your senses. So we're pouring a bordelaise sauce for you. This is a 4-day reduction of bone marrow, red wine, and veal stock. Thank you, Al. On the plate, you have a little potato mousseline, micro vegetables, and your Australian Kobe style beef. I'm sitting room here for your Holland Asparagus. With your asparagus, we have a brown butter tarragon sauce that's already been plated for you, toasted capers and tomatoes. I'm going to be pouring a little classic hollandaise sauce for you, just a slight drizzle, and I'll be leaving the rest on the table.
Earlier in the evening, the maitre d' informed us that we could sit at the chef's table for our last 3 courses. So after the Kobe beef, we were moved to the chef's table, which is in the kitchen, and we were told we are not allowed to take any video, so I was able to take pictures instead. In the chef's table, sometimes you are offered extra courses, so we were offered this lamb dish with black radishes. After that, we were offered coffee or tea. We selected the coffee, and it's brewed in this really interesting contraption. It's like a vacuum contraption where the water gets sucked up into the grounds, and then the grounds boil for a little while, and then eventually it's released down into the compartment below. After that, we were given our cheese course, and the cheese itself, you could see, has little bits of accompaniments with it. The best part though was the cheese fondue in the center, and that came with this puff pastry with salt on it that you could dip inside of the cheese fondue. And after that, we were given our first dessert course, which is a limoncello mango mousse served with raspberry sauce. Our last dessert course was Peruvian chocolate crunch, and it has this foam on top of the chocolate with edible gold leaf on top. We were then offered these chocolates. You see the red? Those are actually cherries that have been soaked in liqueur, and then the cherries are enrobed in this like fondant icing, and then it's dipped inside of chocolate. And it was probably one of the best things I ate that entire evening. I also got to choose 3 different other chocolates. After you have your coffee and your chocolates, the ladies are always offered a long-stemmed rose and in a bag with this loaf of bread that you can eat in the morning. As you remember, earlier in the evening, my husband asked if he could have a loaf of the brioche, and our waiter obliged, and he gave us an entire loaf of brioche that we ate the following day. After we were handed our parting gifts, we sat around a little bit and talked to Chef Thomas, who's the head chef of the kitchen, and we watched the other chefs clean up and make preparations for the following evening. We were allowed to take a picture with Chef Thomas, and we were just absolutely blown away with the experience.